Hello guys, so today I thought I would show you what it would look like if I got asked like, are these tweaks real XYZ? How I could go on about it. And I think we should take someone a bit larger, so I went in and I found Ansel's performance badge. He just shared his.
Hey guys, and today
I'm not attacking anyone whatsoever. I just want to do this for pure education. Um, So I went in, I downloaded it, but first off, I think we should get strings too, which you can find here. Um, and with this, then if I just put it in here, video, with this, we can go in and get all the strings from any folder we want. So if I now set it up like this, so I would want to do, so I have the strings.exe file here, options, so I want to recursively go through all the subdirectories. And then I also want to get the file name, and then after that, I would give it my, what is it called? I would give it a directory to system32, system32, like this, and then you need to put a closing bracket on it, um, or backslash, not bracket, but or else it will not be seen as a directory, but it will be seen as a file instead. So, and then after that, then you would have to redirect the text to some other file. So if I do test123xt.txt, and then we would see it looks like nothing is happening, but that's because this might take a few minutes. So I'm not gonna sit here and having it doing it. We can see that if I open it up here, then we can see that it already has a few lines, but we need to get it all. We see that it's also growing in size here. But yeah, I already have one, so let's not do that. But that's how I would want you guys to do it. Um, so let's. And by the way, I got the performance badge from in here. Just went in here, and I went and downloaded it. So let's get into looking at this thing. I already looked a bit into it, but not that deep. Um, so the start I'm not gonna question. Okay, so this is for Windows 10, deleting microcode. I don't know why. Okay, I guess. Performance. This is fine, this is fine, this is fine. I mean, setting these to no doesn't really do anything. It's just the same as having them to set to nothing, having them deleted. TC sync policy only does it on Windows 10, that's fine. On Windows 11, TC sync policy does absolutely nothing. Um, Let me actually showcase that. So now what I would do is I would go in here, I would now open the strings.txt file we made. It will take a bit of time to open. So we see it's in here, but um, they don't actually get used anywhere anymore. Um, on Windows 11. Let me show that to you if I do winbindex. And if I do ntos kernel.exe and we go in here and we take some, I don't know, some Windows 10 22H2 version, and if I download, I don't know, this version, um, so it's going to be that. Let me just ntos, let me just put it into the folder ntos kernel.exe. Oh, well, I accidentally hit it. But yeah, but now let's try to open it up and I will show you what looks different. I'm sorry, this video is going to be all over the place, like it's going to suck to look at. But people have just requested me of doing more videos, uh, so they could learn more. So that's what I'm doing right here. So now So before we saw that tcsync policy did not exist in a normal NTOS kernel, but like you can see right here, there's no NTOS kernel here. Like it still exists in BCDedit, but that's not going to do anything for you. Oh, why do I keep closing it down? Well, let's see if I go in here, open subview, strings, tcsync policy. Okay, so we see it's right here. So here we see that it actually does exist. So here we see help tcsync policy. Legacy is 1, enhance is 2, and where if we look at it, we see that it gets used right here. So these do two different things. If it is, so if we have it and it's 1, then we go in and we do this part. I'm not going to go into any of the details here, but um, here you can see that it does something on Windows 10. Right. Uh, X2 APIC policy enabled. I don't think that. Oh yeah, that does. Yeah, enabled. Yeah, so that would be this one. But this uh, so X2 APIC policy is always going to be 1. Uh, Even if you have it on or off. Like I can show you guys BCD edit slash enum current. I don't have it anywhere in here. But if I open up WinDbg, go in here, open kernel, and if I then copy this symbol, db, and I put length 1, then we can see it's already set to 1. So, and this counts for all of the different Windows versions. Um, um, yeah, I think it's in another file, but um, there you will see that it just automatically sets the APIC X2 APIC policy to 1, so it doesn't really matter. And then, I mean, most of these things are not going to be helping you either way. Use legacy mode APIC, no. Use legacy APIC mode, no. So that there is no option for no when use legacy APIC mode, so that doesn't matter at all. Um, that's just you can see it even whenever you use this, it will be the same as setting um, uh, X to APIC policy 0. They do the exact same thing. These for Windows 11, this looks fine to me, but there's nothing to like be hurrying over because this is already by default not enabled. This one, nice, but that's also like the bare minimum basics. Um, these memory management ones from kernel, NTOS kernel will not really be giving you anything. Hyper sleep reliability detailed diagnostics. I don't think that exists, or else it got removed. Yeah, so okay, so now yeah, this is also for the Windows 10 one. So let's now, if we go out here into strings, let's try to search for through all. So this is searching for all strings through System32. It does not show up. I think it might have existed before, but I'm not sure. Sleep study disabled. I think we know that one, but I will just show you guys like how you can use this to find out where it exists. So then get it here, and then we see, okay, it's in here and in here. So NCOS kernel. So then if I now were to open up the later one that I have, um, in here, Windows System 32, GOS kernel.exe, load existing. So for now, do sleep study disabled. So here we will see that this is a part of CM control vector, which is the data structure that is used for all the kernel variables. Yeah, CM control vector, and then you use this to load it up with, where you have uh, so you oh fuck. So I actually looked at this yesterday. So we have all of the so we have the CM control vector that gets loaded in here into v3. Um, so we have get boot value. Where is that? Where is that? Where is that? Compare find value by name. Right. I'm not going to go into this, but this is essentially why whenever you do like a WPR, that you don't see any checks for like any registry checks for like these ones as example, because they're loaded at a time where that cannot like kernel boot time. So that's why it doesn't work as a normal query value. Um, yeah. Uh, mm, no, won't help you. Won't help you. Um, yes, I don't know how many coalescing timer intervals here. That's kind of funny. Find all in current system, in current document. So we see it's in here, and this kind of just works as a link to NTO's kernel.exe. You're not really gonna be finding in anything in this file. Um, so if we now go in here, coalescing timer interval, coalescing timer interval. So we see it only gets initialized in this one. All of the rest of these doesn't exist. It doesn't exist, simply. As easy as that. Um, yeah, so that's a bit fun. Um, don't play around with that, doesn't really do much for you unless you use laptop. Energy estimation enabled. So this one is actually linked to something else. This is linked to Intel, so you see we have pub energy estimation enabled in here. So we see we have this one which gets exported. Energy, you see PO energy estimation enabled, which is right here, and this just gets, so if I just F5, this just returns the value from pub energy estimation enabled, which is the one we get from CM control vector, which is energy estimation enabled. So if I go in here and I now search for energy estimation enabled for all strings, this is both going to be appearing for Intel and AMD. So if we now go in here and we do open and we go to, oh, I meant to go to the drivers folder, drivers, Intel PPM, dot existing. So now if we go in here, we see that we have this PO energy, and if we look at imports here, we see it comes from NCO's kernel. And then we see that it gets used here. If this, then we do populate energy estimation model, blah blah blah, and this uses this part with a power envelope and whatsoever. So uh, that's um, that's just something you now know about energy estimation enabled now, I guess. Uh, C is enabled. I don't think this. I'm not sure if this exists. Uh, it doesn't exist in NTO's kernel, and that's usually where the ones for this would be located at. Um, so I'd be kind of skeptic about that one. I mean, so there might be something that exists about it. I'm not too sure, and I'm not gonna be sitting here trying to look for that now. I think it might have existed before, but I don't think it exists anymore. Um, so yeah, I think this one does exist very well. Um, not in Intel PPM. Let me just close that down. Yeah, this one we already know this one, most of us. But check things yourself, see if it's real or not. You never know. Um, People are throwing shit out left and right. Distribute timers. I don't think that has existed for more than 10 years. Or like, okay, so if you open up Windows internals, this part right here, you can see it was already in here. But here we can see that, note that this behavior is controlled by the kernel. Variable can distribute timers by creating the valid distribute timers under HKLM session manager kernel. Just remember how this looks in here. So then if I now go in here, search distribute timers, you're probably not going to see anything. Yeah, we don't. But if we then open up Windows internals part 2, we will, funnily enough, you see this is the exact same thing you saw in this part. You see exact same thing, right? But now it's telling you to use um, serialized timer expiration instead, which is what does exist very well in 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 here. Serialized timer expiration in it, and then we can see it gets used in all these other functions. Um, bup, bup, bup. But you turned off energy estimation, so this would do nothing, as we saw. Um, yeah, so that's a bit funny. Uh, Insert experiments. For this, the games category actually never gets used. You can try it yourself using a WPR. I think I also have uh, in here. I also have one for MMCSS where you can see what types uh, even get used. And no, do not use these. Set, just delete them. Let them be default. Um, this should not be doing anything for you whatsoever. I don't even know if that one exists in there. That should be like uh, an IFEO, image file execution option, and not just being reliability. System responsiveness 10 is fine. Um, let, like here, I'm mostly just like nitpicking the things that I know a little about at least. Like there might be a lot that doesn't exist or that does exist. Like I don't know. This is just to show you guys like basics of it. Um, so this one, setting it to 18, this is real. I think I might have also in my server. Yeah, it doesn't show up, but I have because it's in a file. But let's search it up here. So here we have uh yeah, this, and this is the real-time priority, and it's okay. So yeah, it responds to this one, which comes from this. Um, yeah, and it was set to 18, but it's not really gonna be giving you any gains, really. Maybe if you also were to increase the real-time work account, um, maybe you would see some bigger gains. Um, the directory kernel velocity got removed, so that also means that disable foreground boost decay also got removed, but it got changed to something else. So this is outdated. It got now changed to force foreground booster K here now. So this does not exist anymore and had only existed for a short time. And keep in mind, most of these things, they might exist on other Windows versions. Like the things that I'm showing that doesn't exist here, it might very well exist on other versions. Um, yeah, just saying that it's outdated now. Yeah, I don't know enough about this, but this looks like a weird registry to set. I don't know how DirectX user global settings work. I think the like this is just abusing the fact that latency is in the word. Latency has multiple kind of has multiple meanings, but it's yeah. I would not recommend using these. Some of these doesn't even exist. Um, I think this is a kernel variable. Uh, yeah, it's not in there at least. That started lagging for some reason. Yeah, it doesn't exist. That one as example. But yeah, just buzzwords floating all over the place. Um, yeah, for the NVIDIA stuff, you can read their leaked source code. I'm pretty sure they have something about these. Most of these, but again, just latency is in the words, so now we just gotta abuse it. This low latency one is also hilarious. It doesn't exist. Um, yeah, disable NVIDIA's. This is not for NVIDIA exclusive, I think. I don't think that's NVIDIA exclusive, and I don't know what you would disable that. It's for fallback, like the level of, yeah, this is for like falling back. Timeout detection and recovery. Yeah, I don't know why you would disable that. You'd rather want your game to crash than have to have more latency. I guess so. I guess so. Um, I don't. I think most of these do exist. Uh, wait, is this an actual for loop somewhere, or is this for? Oh, okay, yeah. So the ending bracket is there. Yeah, so that should work. I just don't know why these are broken up. Um, these do absolute nothing. I've already showed it before. Um, fuck, where is it? Like you could set it a lot higher, and it also has a max cap to as what you can set it to. You can read here um, what it actually does. Um, debug polling interval. I know I need to avoid this guy. Uh, that's kind of funny. So that would be located in here, debug polling interval, but it does absolutely nothing unless you're in debugging mode, like it legit has in the name. I don't know why he wanted credits for that, but if you go in here, um, so KDE debugger not present, and it says not. So it says if kernel debugger. Okay, let's just go in here and look at this. Uh, okay, so that one, yeah, so this one. So it says that this cannot be true. So KDE debugger not present, not. So it says it has to be present and KDE debugger enabled, which we can see routine re-enables the kernel debugger after a call to the KD. So yeah, this essentially does nothing unless you're in debugging mode whatsoever, and yeah, I think that's just a bit funny that that one has the name put to it, but it's kind of whatever. Uh, mm, I mean, looks. I mean, doing most of the internet tweaks are not really going to be getting you many places, since it's mostly dependent on your ISP and your actual controller itself. Um, like physically the controller, what the specs are of it. Most of the things people are tweaking are for TCP, and which is a protocol that that just doesn't like relate to gaming whatsoever because you use UDP. Um, but yeah, I think that wraps up pretty well how you can use strings to look at this. Where you can find these things at. Um, yeah, I think like let me just try and look at this. This probably does exist. I guess not. Uh, Also, it's like so many places. Well, okay, so it might also just be located somewhere else, like out here as well. So I'm not saying that it's not possible for it to not exist, but it's unlikely. Um, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed and just join the Discord if you want to ask any questions. Yeah, bye.